man. And all right, happy Halloween, everybody. This is our final episode of spooky season. Well, I mean, it's Halloween, but yeah, we've actually got a couple really good episodes out this year, man. Like, I'm kind of happy with the way this spooky season has turned out. Eh, Joe?
Yeah, we actually got to do one for a change instead of just doing like 1 or 2 episodes, you know.
We actually got a big plan for next year. It's going to be pretty fun if me and Joe can pull off what we got in mind. So, yeah, we'll probably tell you about that more on the night because I don't want to build up hopes and that's not too. But
I think it's a good game plan, though. It won't require very much like preparation the month of. It'll be a lot of like
lead up work.
Yeah. So if we can manage it, it should turn out pretty cool.
So which month will you say be available?
We're gonna do it October, man. Maybe we'll start and do some lead up in September because I'm down for doing. I mean, I kind of always figured this was like a horror based show, anyways. Even though like comic books, like a lot of my tastes just lean towards that side of fiction. You know what I mean? I just enjoy like the pulpy, fantastical side of stuff, and
yeah, it's a good genre, man. Horror genre.
Hey, Juan, how you doing tonight, man? What are we gonna be talking about tonight, buddy?
Oh, we're gonna be talking about Beneath the Tree Where Nobody Sees. So it kind of rhymes. It goes good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, you know what? I met the artist. Yeah, we met him
at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Oh god, I almost forgot.
Did you guys get anything from him? Any signed copies, anything like that, or?
I got a 31 Days of Horvath book, and it's all a bunch of like little horror sketches that he made, and he signed it. Very nice guy. Very cool.
How is his art primarily? Is he primarily an anthropomorphic guy, or is like does his style lean more to like regular people when he would you say outside of this book?
He dressed.
Well, I'm no. Well, the horror book is just like he has the like critters in there and stuff like that. So it's actually like horror icons that he's drawn. So
kind of like those people that do the 31 Days of October and they just do like all horror drawings, one a day type deal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So.
I was just like when you guys were there, did you see any of his other? Does he have other work? Like I was just wondering if his regular art is anthropomorphic animal people, or if he like draws normal like people comics too.
There wasn't anything else.
Yeah. No, it was all. I guess he really pushing Beneath the Trees.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's his first. It's his first comic because I guess he's a filmmaker as well.
Oh, okay.
I went and checked, and there's another Patrick Horvath, and I don't think it's the same one. Yeah, because it says he did Southbound, the Pack 2 entrance, but I'm not sure if it's him or another person of the same name. Oh yeah, it's him. Southbound. Okay.
Yeah.
He did Southbound. I don't know if he's just a writer on it but he works he's a filmmaker as well. And this was his first comic, and I think he'll probably continue to make some comics because it was very well received.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like just to off the rip, man, I gotta say, like the guy completely understood the assignment. Like he knew the proper balance of what he did because he it's pretty smart, but it's a risky gambit. See, like doing the anthropomorphic cute animal people and like doing it as like a true crime story. Like and I think that he floated the balance just perfectly to where like he had the warm animal art style to disarm you, but then he also at that point he didn't have to go super disturbing or evil with like the gore and stuff in this. So I mean, like it was able to like where he could keep the whole balance the whole time. Like the book never lost its cute edge, even when it got disturbing, which it does in several places. So I mean, I gotta say, for a first effort, like he really nailed it, in my opinion. Like this book's almost on that Doug Wagner level of just like really fun, or where you kind of shouldn't like the main character, but you do.
Yes.
Before we can get into like the meat and potatoes of the discussion, I have a check-in actually.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I just have one small check-in. It's just a short thing. It won't take very long because I've been reading What's the Furthest Place from Here. I finished volume 2. I started volume 3 is very spooky Halloweeny. But volume 2, I finished that one. It's pretty good. I've been enjoying it, and probably about halfway through volume 3 now. So
yeah, you're about all caught up with me. Like maybe we'll do an episode for that really soon, since it's going to be fresh in your mind, and I can reread it really fast. And because I really enjoy that book, and like I've kind of wanted to talk about it for a while, so I'm happy you're like going through it pretty fast too. So
yeah. Have you read anything from the 3rd volume?
Me? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm up to recent on it, or I haven't read the newest issue.
Where Sid goes to the cemetery people or whatever, the graveyard people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has Purefort or whatever his name is like told them the truth about the map and stuff like that yet? Or where you're at? The bald guy?
No, not yet.
Okay, well you're almost.
They're in the city. The city gets flooded.
Okay,
you have the Mer people. I'm there.
Okay, then that's what I was talking about. The Purefort guy. Like, remember he actually knew the city was real and all that shit, and he's like been a dirty little butthole the whole time. Which I knew because I've hated that character since the first issue, man.
Exactly, he's my least favorite character. He's such an ass. He always gets everyone. He gets the whole group into trouble. But I digress. We could save it for when we do an episode. But I'm on the exact same wavelength as you, Johnny. I hate that fucking character, and I'll fucking dance and do a jig once he fucking dies. Yeah. All right. Back to unless anyone else has a check-in.
Anyone else got a check-in really fast?
No movies or shows worth mentioning. What?
No, I need to think about it because I forgot already.
Oh, okay.
You always have a check-in.
I know. I see them.
The problem with Juan is he watches too much stuff.
Yeah.
He gets like an overload and he can't just pick one thing out.
Yeah, because right now I'm trying to think. I was like, it's okay.
On average, how many movies do you watch a day?
2 or 3. Yeah, I think
a day. That's not a week.
That's
every fucking day.
Oh yeah, that's not a week. Yeah, that's a day.
It's 365 days in the year, Juan.
And then also the show.
Yeah, I'm lucky if I watch 2 movies a week. You should watch one a week, and that's it.
But I just and read and read more. I need to read more. Yeah.
No, you're my movie guy. You can stay with the movies.
No, I need to start getting back into reading because I'm missing out, But that's gonna come in due time.
Cool. So that's the check-in. I just wanted to. I know Johnny's been anxious for me to read that, so I just wanted to give an update.
I have a question about that. Is there an end in sight to this comic, or are they just going to keep going with it?
I have a feeling it's coming pretty soon. Like, you getting that feeling too, Joe? Like they kind of.
I don't know if it's coming soon, but I've heard that. I mean, I think he envisioned 25 issues originally. I think I read that somewhere. Like he was thinking 20, 25 issues, and if you do one more trade, you'll be right about at that mark. You're almost at the.
I think he's going to milk 2 out of it just because of how long-winded the issues are and how winding the story is. But like, I think that it's probably going to be 5, and like so that way they can have 2 really nice hardbound editions for it.
Yeah,
are you still coming out with the vinyl things for them?
No, and that's why Joe hates the comic.
That's why
I was surprised he started reading it.
I was always going to read it. I was just like,
But it's cool.
I'll wait till it's either part of a Humble bundle, an Image Humble bundle, or now I've subscribed to Global Comics, and all 3 volumes are available there with a subscription. So I started reading it. I was eventually going to read it sooner or later. It's just, you know, I didn't like the way they handled a great idea. Like I said,
Yeah,
fantastic
great idea.
great concept. It fit the book well. The execution of it, the way they handled it, the logistics, they fumbled it.
Yeah.
Horribly.
I
Horribly.
remember you were upset about that. It was a great idea. Like, cool. I've never seen that before. And then that happened, but
yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have seen books do it before, but like usually the gimmick is like you only get the book with the vinyl, and like they don't come separately usually. Like the other books that I know that like have pulled that gimmick off faithfully.
Or sometimes with gimmicks, it'll be like 1 per store, right? Like every store that orders it, they'll get like 1 special edition of something. Like they do a lot of 1 per store promotions. And if they would have been more specific on how it was going to be handled, so it was just written limited. It didn't write the number. It didn't write anything. It just said limited edition vinyl. So limited edition means what exactly? There was no specifications on what limited edition meant. Like we bought a car, it was called the limited edition, but fuck, millions of people have them, right? I mean, you got to get more specific. Limited edition, does it mean they're only pressing 500 copies of the vinyl? So if it sells 10,000 copies, well, you know, you're going to have 9,500 people that are going to be shit out of luck, right? There was no numbers behind it. You didn't, you know, it was just solicited as a normal with just limited edition written beside it.
Yeah, it's weird that they got caught like really kind of doubting like the actual expectancy of what they promised. You know what I mean? It's like they almost literally didn't think anybody was going to go for it at the time when like actually vinyl's probably more popular than it's ever been in my life. And like I was around, I was around at the tail end of that, and like by the time I was already you know, of age to like start buying music for myself, most people either had cassettes, and a lot of people I knew were already switching over to CDs by the time vinyls was phased out. So like they were a part of my childhood until I don't know, like I mean, as a punk rocker, like I still had them in my 20s and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of 7 inches and stuff like that. Yeah,
but yeah, so it's kind of weird that like it's probably the most popular it's ever been in my 40 years on the earth, and like they doubted the expectancy for it.
Like we weren't expecting this at all. It's like okay.
Yeah,
weird.
Anyway, we can get into more details once we do an episode, but you know,
I can actually segue this because like looking at this comic and kind of reading it kind of has like a vinyl crackle to it, you know what I mean? It almost it's got this really nostalgic vinylness to it. I think the coloring and kind of the tone, you know what I mean? Like it has that kind of crackly of the record.
Well, it definitely has a throwback storybook. You know, like what are some classic, like the variant covers have that like classic hardcover with the oval, with the gold print designs around it and stuff. Like
I love the one with the bears fighting.
Yeah, and I think all the variants were all done by Riley Rossmo. He did all the variant covers, the storybook cover variants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're all fantastic. They're all great.
They're beautiful.
And like I was saying, man, like this book, like the way he kind of tells the story and draws it, it really welcomes you in, man. It feels nice and warm and cozy when you like get introduced to this town. And I don't know, I almost remember that innocent child feeling. I mean, like of course I haven't felt that way in a long time, but like I remember like kind of not being as innocent as the kids in this comic, but like having that kind of outlook, you know what I mean? And it's kind of cool how he can just kind of catch that in his style, you know what I mean? I don't even really know what to call it, but it's storybook, I guess, man.
Yeah, storybook.
It is very storybook.
It's so Sesame Street.
No, when I read the first issue, like I just had this like warm feeling of like being like a little kid sitting in my hallway by the bookshelf, you know, with my those gold the gold press books
Yeah.
that were all like the little teddy bears and little elephants, and I was like, oh my god, this is so sweet, and it's disgusting also. Oh my god. But
it gets to it because it like sets you up and like it kind of just tells you about how nice and warm this town is, and then you kind of see our main character saying like, I got to go take care of some stuff in the city. After like they do a really cool setup with the first victim here, they kind of just show you how he interacts with everybody in the town during this day before what happens to him happens. So I think that's some pretty good setup from him. A lot of writers kind of don't put that stuff into comics, so I kind of appreciated that. But like, Sam, our main character, she goes to the city, and you find out what she's up to when she's there. And I love like his little punk rock fucking animal people, man.
Oh, it's so cute.
But so while she's there, she has rules, man. Like she is a serial killer, and she only catches people in the city, and like that's her two rules. It's got to be in the city, and it's got to be random. Like so, like I said, like the way that she kind of just picks this kid, because like it's messed up because he's actually just helpful. Like he's not a dick at all to her.
I know.
Like, not crude or anything. So he's actually like a helpful, good young man and stuff like that. And she still like slaughters him. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like this book's really interesting because of how it can make you still really care for Sam and her plight. But this dream sequence when she's doing the slaughter of her on her little red canoe out in the blood ocean, just fun warp stuff, man. But yeah, when we got to this panel, I was just kind of like, damn, I didn't think that this book was actually going to go that far and that hard. But her Sam's little stitch is basically she doesn't really enjoy the killing. She just likes cutting them up into little pieces and putting them in paint cans. Like I for the life of me, I've tried, but like I do not get the motivations of the people who commit such acts. But I guess if you would, you'd be as bad as them. But like this, it's kind of just weird, but in a fun way. And it works really well with the story, like with the twist that comes with this. So, but and then buries them too. She buries the cans of paint.
Yeah. Weird
shit, man. People are weird because of the funny thing is I bet you like he kind of probably based this on somebody's actual MO.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't be surprised at all. A nice lady working in a hardware store. They find body parts in the paint cans. Yeah, you know.
And that was a great setup for a first issue because I wanted more. I really wanted more after that one.
Yeah.
And another thing is like I like is weird is like there's actual anthropomorphic animal people and then there's regular animals. Like, he interacts with this bear and this fox, and like at first I thought it was like maybe a homeless guy that came out, but like no, like they're just animals exist as well as the animal people, which interesting concept. You know what I mean? Like a lot of other people I know would have probably made the animals as humans or something like that. That could have been fun, but I thought it was a cool thing to do. And like the actual bears play a big part in this book, which I thought was kind of cool. They return.
Yeah.
But she basically goes back to town and has dinner with her good friend, which like they shouldn't have did the scene so early. It completely blew the mystery for me personally, but I'll get to it when we get to the twist. But like I had it figured out here. But little rat bastard.
See me, I was like, oh my god, no way.
So
well, it's because of the end, right? This is the second issue now.
No, this is still the end of the first one. They go to the parade after she has dinner and her killed, and at the parade, the mayor gets knocked in the head with the basically the old goat homeless librarian guy. He's kind of senile a little bit. Like somebody just fucking crucified him onto the parade float, which brutal scene. And that's kind of how it is. Just Sam's face here in these bottom panels, just like that's those sons of bitches. And basically like she knows somebody's like dipped their hand in her Kool-Aid, and it's going to make things difficult for her because she's kept it out of that town as far away from it as she can. So like,
Mhm.
I kind of like this whole thing, like right off the bat that they set up as like, okay, so this is going to be a gambit between two killers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's definitely a you don't shit where you eat type
Yeah.
type philosophy when it comes
Almost like
to
protective of the town.
yeah,
in
because
her-
it's
in her
it's
weird
her it's the place where she can go to
Pretend
Be
like
normal.
regular.
escape like her safe place, right? It's her
Mhm.
safe place. This small town is her safe place. Mhm. It's her refuge. We're just
Yeah.
innocent people who never, like here. If a murder happened in the town I live in,
Mhm.
it'd be like, oh my god, what the like?
We were joking about
unheard
that.
of,
We were joking about that before we went on air because you were talking about how Halloween turned out this year. Kind of explain it to the people, Joe.
Yeah, because it's so warm here. It was like 20 Celsius. So this year, everyone was outside. Like all the people, instead of knocking on the door and coming out, they set up like a picnic table in their driveway, and they were sitting there with their bowl and waiting for the kids. And everyone welcomed the kids outside in their front yard, and everybody was outside. The streets were packed. I haven't seen the streets this busy in forever on Halloween. It was great, and it wasn't cold because often it's like close to freezing. So a lot of kids wear their jackets. You don't get to see their costumes. So none of them were wearing jackets. You saw all the kids, all their costumes. It was really fun. A lot of the stores too set up tables outside. And they had stuff set up for kids on the main street with all the little stores and stuff. It's really, really good. The cops even set up a little station in the park with a little table, and some cops were giving out treats and stuff to the kids as they're coming by. Really, really fun. Like I hadn't seen a Halloween like this since I was a little kid, so
I don't think I've seen one of like that since Steven Spielberg movies, man.
Yeah.
yeah. And some people got that, like they have these little mini fire pits, so they had it right in their driveway, and they had a little fire pit going.
Oh,
And then they were sitting around and people would
That's so
come.
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for fire pits.
Yeah. So it was a really, really great Halloween. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure the kids loved it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, like we were joking about like how it's gonna be really bad whenever like a teddy bear serial killer hits your town, Joe.
Yeah.
Everybody
Ruins it for everybody.
I think there was one killing about 15 years ago. The building's not there anymore. Someone set fire to it, but there was a bar. The bowling alley used to be there in the basement way back in the day. Then the main floor had the bar, and then upstairs was a hotel, so you had rooms. But over the years, it got run down, and they built a bigger, more modern bowling hall further away in town further. So that place got, and then people stopped going to that bar. And so the hotel upstairs was more like drug addicts and stuff would go there. And someone thought he screwed someone over on a drug deal, and he thought they were coming to get him. So he shot the person through the door when they knocked, but it was one of his friends. So he killed his friend by shooting him through the door. Yeah.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
What a bummer, Joe.
I think that was the only killing we've had in the last 15 years. It was an accidental killing by a guy that was high and paranoid.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Anyway, back to.
But if that does happen in Joestown, I kind of expect something like this to happen. We get the town hall meeting with the scared residents, and this is probably my favorite character, man. The Hound Dog Sheriff, dude. I just love the way he draws him. Maybe the Turtle Mayor is really cute too, but like
I love the Turtle Mayor.
Yeah, especially in a scene I got coming up with the lollipop. Like,
yes,
well, I don't know, man. The Hound Dog's the sheriff. And a hound dog is supposed to have a great nose. He should be able to sniff all this out. He should be able to sniff this murderer out, no problem.
Yeah.
He's
a defective hound dog.
And this is where you got to learn, like, not everybody in the town's all loved and lovely. Like, there's a Karen in the town. I forget her name.
Oh, Sherry, the pig.
Sherry, yes.
And you've kind of like learned about her. She kind of stands up. She's an upright citizen. Thinks that. They should have named her Karen, like with the hairdo and like her attitude, but I guess that would have been a little too on the nose. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what everybody called her anyways when they were.
You know, that pig Karen.
Yeah. Well, he sets it up good because you know.
Like basically Sam's going around trying to see if she can sniff out who the killer is. So she knows whoever was whoever killed him was involved with the float. So like the pig lady thought it was the mayor. She knocked him out, man, which is really sad. He's got a little turtle black eye. So
Aww.
but basically
I felt so bad for him.
She's trying to figure out who did what pretty much. And all she knows is whoever probably was involved with the killing is allergic to lavender. There was the cat. She finds out about this cat girl who's the butcher in town, and she also there might be a second person, but that's kind of all she kind of really has to go off of is whoever might be the killer is allergic to lavender and sneezes when it's in their presence, which is a pretty good clue. It helps out a lot in the book, yeah. So she's kind of like sleuthing around. Meanwhile, Karen, she like you see how she operates in town. She just like parks in the middle of the street and goes in to get her coffee. She's just like she's just yelling at the poor little rabbit barista girl. And Sam goes in and kind of confronts her about hitting the little mayor guy. And they have you get to see she starts talking about how she's going to sue her for harassing her, and then she like pushes Sam down, and, like snatches her coffee, doesn't even pay for it. So you're kind of not on Sherry's side anyways, but
no. Sherry's a monster.
That was a killing that everyone can get behind, I think.
Yeah. So of course, go ahead, do one.
We should do a comic book readout. Because we would be great with the voices, and you just putting them out there. Yeah.
You could totally put a Miss Piggy voice on her.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I want to hear. It's like
I'm sure she was based off of Miss Piggy. She's bossy. Yeah, exactly. She's bossy. And yeah.
Hey, I'm thinking that since this guy's got a foot in Hollywood anyways, and this book's got critical acclaim, I'm hoping he could spin this into a little animated film. I'd love to see, like, even if it's CG animated, like puppets would be great. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind
Everybody loves puppets.
But yeah, I would love to see like this.
It'd be like Dexter animated in a way,
But basically, like Cherry, she knows even better than the cops, so she goes on a jog after the curfew because like they said that like it's 9 p.m. So she kind of runs into somebody while she's out there, which makes you like all automatically know that it's not Sam because she's accommodating to him, and like this guy just like straight cuts her fingers off. She goes, hides in the school and gets decapitated pretty much. Gets left.
Look at the detail of the sweat and all that. It's crazy. Oh.
Yeah.
I think that's what
gross.
Yeah, I think that's what really sells this book, though, man. Like
changing
all the way to the.
But you look at the change of color once the head's cut off. Like he brings in the blue, like the blood leaves, so you get more of the blue tones. Yeah, it's little details like that make the book fun. And the Johnny. Sound effects. What's the word?
Onomatopoeia.
I love the onomatopoeia.
Yes.
Great onomatopoeia, like for schluck. And all the noises, the blood dripping, especially the butcher scenes where she throws the meat on the counter and it's like slop.
Yes.
Whoop. And we're coming up to that. Yeah, it's great. I like it.
Yeah, because like right after that, it's pretty much the next scene after the they find the dead lady at the school. Like you get a scene of the raccoon lady go into the butcher shop, and this scene it kind of just shows how quirky the town really is because like Sam's investigating this cat lady and it's kind of a red herring, but like it's a fun little mystery in itself because she's got like this weird mannequin in her bed because everybody knows that she's a widow.
Yeah.
So Sam's hypothesis is she's like making a meat person or something like that. I'm not really sure what.
She was like she never buried her husband and she's got him in the bed. I was like, oh.
True love.
Like in the bed rotting, or did she have like?
I'm not sure what her hypothesis. Yeah, that's. I'm not sure what her hypothesis is, but like, yeah, she ends up breaking into the butcher shop to get the cat lady to leave, and then she breaks into the house, and she basically finds out that she's got a mannequin of her husband, kind of, that she just talks to at night because she's lonely.
Yeah.
Really cute, really sad scene, but
Yeah.
nobody really asked Sam, like, why the fuck are you, like, playing Nancy Drew?
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
With the headlight and everything. It's
Caving
why
or something.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I find she accepts the explanation a little too easily.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, okay, yeah, get out of my house now.
Yeah, Sam's gear is rocking, man. The green fanny pack and the minor lamp.
Mm-hmm. She's not playing around. She's taking this very seriously.
So yeah, then we go to the funeral for the for Sherry, I think, right? Or is it the little goat guy?
I think this was for the goat guy.
Yeah, for the librarian.
I don't think,
because they were talking about the parade at the funeral.
I don't think you get a turnout. I don't think you get a turnout like that for Sherry.
No one likes Sherry.
It'd probably be like the priest and maybe one other person, maybe, one of those
couple
scenes.
people.
Yeah.
You should have put that in there, Sherry's funeral.
But this funeral scene is kind of where we get the big reveal, because like she's talking to one friend about like how good they smell, and like she's like, oh, it's lavender perfume, and somebody sneezes, and she looks over, and it's the little rat bastard son of her best friend.
It's Nigel.
Dude, I love the way he kind of does this explanation of the town when she's like talking about how quick you can ride down the street on your bike, and how the movie theater, and like her face right there looking at the camera. Like, I don't know why that panel just kind of cracks me up. She's like mugging for the cam. Like,
you're never supposed to look into the camera. That's one of the rules of filmmaking.
So like this is where it totally gets revealed to her, because she goes to her friend's house and like basically finds out this little fucker's been drugging her friend too to make her go to sleep. And I don't know, maybe he's responsible for her illness to begin with. I don't know. They don't go into that, but like it's not too hard to imagine with how creepy like he ends up being. But yeah, so like he basically has been following Sam since he's come back to take care of his mom, and like he's always been kind of a little psycho himself. So when he saw she was like him, that they would fall in love with and work together, she basically tells him like, no dog, like, and you do it wrong anyways, so like I wouldn't hang out with you even if you were cool. And he takes it really badly.
Yeah. Well, she yelled at him. Yeah. She wasn't just like, no, I don't think so. Yeah. I work alone. She was just like, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what generation he is, but I know certain generations don't take too well to being yelled at.
Generation Alpha.
Alpha?
That's what they're called. That's what they're calling. So,
that's a new one. I've never heard that one before.
Lots of youngins.
I don't know. With his age, I would say that he's at least a Zoomer, if not a millennial.
Yeah.
Zoomer, yeah, because he was in college, right? He left college to come take care of his mom.
But I'm not an ageist. I don't care about that stuff. You could be a psycho at any age.
That's
exactly
true.
White male between 18 and 35, right? Most of the time, unless you're a bear hardware store lady.
Yes.
Well, this is like you don't know, right? It's all shit. I have a hard time with word. What is it, Johnny? Anthropomorphic? Anthropomorphic. You can't tell if it's. You can tell the sexes, but races don't really count, right? Because she's a bear, he's a mouse.
Well, they do make a point of calling her a brown bear. So good point, Joe.
I don't know if that's because that's actually a type of bear.
It is a type of bear. Yeah,
so. It is a type of bear, so it's not meant. It's just a type of bear.
But they do qualify that that's the type of bear she is, though. So you could be onto something. I did.
Just so you know, a polar bear would never do this.
Well, see, the only type of bears we have around here are black bears. So.
Yeah, don't you get grizzlies?
No, that's out west.
Oh.
That's West Coast. We get black bears. That's it.
Ah.
Sorry, Johnny.
No, go ahead. Like, it's okay, man. Like, I just was reminding myself where we were pretty much when I popped that up.
No, I'm good. Just we're getting.
We were at Sam yelling at Nigel.
Yeah.
He didn't take it well.
Yeah, he didn't take it well. And then the next day, she's kind of at work and just talking to her buddy that works there, Henry, right? The little mole guy. And
Charlie?
Charlie, that's what it is.
Yes.
And like the guy that's customer that's buying paint, like she looks over and she realizes that's one of her murder cans. Like, what is that doing? So she kind of like, hey, you actually gave him the wrong can. I'll hook you up. You know what I mean? And kind of. So like she kind of like makes Charlie leave and stuff so she can confirm her suspicions, and like it's true, somebody did dig up her can. And I love the way he does this sequence of her just feeling like everything's been stripped away and like the whole town is there like watching her with and watching her kill. I love the way he depicted this, that like she felt stripped away and vulnerable, and it's kind of a weird context to like do consent with, but like it's a neat way to show that like she'd been violated.
Yeah.
Like, kind of showing that all of her privacy was stripped away from her, but like in the context, you're just kind of like, I don't know if I'm completely mad. Would be sad about that. But
Yeah, it's like, yeah, your privacy is hiding dead people, so it's kind of
but
like,
it was a great sequence to show vulnerability, though,
Yes,
man. Like just showing her insecurities, just shining through with the whole town, just like there with her, the parade, just like standing around watching her with the hand. Like, great sequence, man. Like it's stuff like this that really kind of like makes me solidify like the critical acclaim this book has. Like, it is completely warranted. This book pretty much a slam dunk, you know what I mean? Understood its assignment and nailed it.
Yes.
So yeah, she has the nightmare of like her bear friends coming and getting her after she is laid vulnerable before the town, and this means war. But like before she can make any moves, the little rat bastard like set her up even worse. Like that night, he like called her buddy Charlie back into work and like murdered him, like put a saw blade through his head and shit, and then also left all of the rest of her murder paint cans in the store for the cops to find. So, and he taunts her for it. So like she drives away to the city, and like this is also another really cool sequence where her ghosts are falling, where these like segmented
yes,
corpses are just kind of taunting her as she's trying to figure out what her play is going to be against this little rat bastard. And it's pretty clever. It goes harder than I thought it would, man.
I think, and that's the first scene where you see she has a little more psychosis than you'd think, right? She starts seeing all the people, because before that she's super in control, super calculated, strictly lives by that code. And then when it comes unraveled, then you see more of the psychotic kind of side to her. When things come unraveled, how her psyche kind of unravels at the same time, which is great. I thought that was great.
No, I mean, it's very believable. So,
because every cycle is right. They like their organized stuff. Like they like their stuff how it is.
yes.
If it starts messing up,
I need it this way. It has to be this way. And when it doesn't go that way,
they go downward spiral.
spirals.
And you get this kind of cool sequence where she confronts herself in a cave, kind of like Star Wars Empire Strikes Back style. And is he kind of hinting at what I think he's hinting at with her there with the colored snakes? Because I mean, I wasn't going to jump to that conclusion purely, but like it's the rainbow flag though, right?
Oh, so I was wondering what the symbolism was for that.
But so what do you mean? It's
I'm not sure, like, because I think that it might be that she's a asexual of some kind, and she only gets, because a lot of serial killers are like that. They only derive pleasure from the act. You know what I mean? So I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Like the colored snakes is I would like to just ask him like the meaning for that. If it meant that she was LGBTQ or
if that was just a stylistic choice.
Oh, that's a bit of a slippery slope, though. If you throw that in there like that, people may interpret it in many different ways.
Yeah,
that's a good question, though. I mean,
just food for thought. It's just something that popped into my head when I was reading this. If that's what, like,
well, I was definitely. I was like, what's the deal with the snakes? Why Why are they a thing? So, but that's an interesting thought.
But this is where she gets her conviction back to totally like kick little rat bastard's ass. Like her bear friend comes back and like he's got his prey, and like some other bear comes along and tries to bully him, and her bear, the friend bear, just fucks it up, and she's just like, yeah, she's like rooting it on with all this viscera going on.
And I think that grounds her again. It brings her back to, okay, I gotta take control back, right?
Yeah,
right.
Like
and
I am the brown bear. So.
And she goes full savage mode, man. She goes sick house at this point. She gets her tools of trade ready, pretty much. She goes back to her store, and I like where this led because I didn't know exactly what the ring was for, but like that plays pretty cute later on. But here's her getting her stuff ready. So she goes to her friend's house, and like she goes, oh, and then it's just like how sadistic this little guy is actually first. Like see, like he is an idiot, and like she was right to yell at him because like he could have gotten away with it. He framed her pretty good, but he was gonna keep on killing. He was going around, and like he's also an idiot for taking actual real photographs. I mean, taking phone pics of your victims and stuff is bad enough, but like actually like developing the film and like turd.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, and then like they show that like he doesn't really have a code like
he
Sam
has no
does.
moral code. Yeah,
because like he was just gonna murk this little girl until her dad comes out.
Yeah, I hated that. I hated it. I hated every second of it.
Yeah, that's where you really can't wait for him to get his just desserts.
And he's stalking the little bunny barista.
The bunny barista.
This motherfucker's just wanting something.
But like basically Sam breaks into her friend's house and basically comes clean. I guess her friend like always knew, even though
suspected.
Yeah. And I guess she knew that her son was a little psycho too, but like it's your kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At
I'm
least
just
that's
gonna
the trope.
ignore this. Yeah.
Yeah, and that love can ignore things.
Yeah.
So and then Sam kind of lays out like that she's gonna fix stuff, but you're not really sure like what she's gonna do until you get to this scene where she kind of lays a trap at her place for the little rat bastard. He comes breaking in, and yep, Sam went there. Sam like killed her best friend just to lure this little son of a bitch out. But she gets him. She shoots him up with curare and kind of explains her code and why she has one, while she sets him up for all the shit that she set him up. So he gets her killings too, though. Like all the paint cans and stuff is all going to get blamed on him now. So afterwards, like her town just doesn't just go back to normal. She gets asked by the sheriff to like be kind of a spokesperson for her town and endorse him because she's such a respected pillar of the community. And then she gives like the wedding ring that she found from like her murdered friend back to his wife, which is a really cute scene that kind of shows that Sam's really good at pretending to be human, which is something that she kind of tells Nigel after she kills her mom. It's like, yeah, dude, like I liked her about as much as I could like a person, but I don't love. I can't do that. But she can pretend really good though, and I think at some point she kind of really wants to care about these people, but it's just not in her DNA, literally.
I mean, because I think she does in her own way. Like she got upset when she saw the turtle guy with the black eye. Yeah. So I mean, even if she doesn't love them, or if she doesn't love anybody, she's still protective of them. I would say, maybe, I don't know. That's how I took it.
Yeah, I mean, this book definitely you could do a prequel, like how Sam got to where she's at, and I think that's probably the most logical step. If you do a follow-up, would be a prequel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why we'd need to. Like, I wouldn't go back to this. I think that it's like pretty perfect as it is, man. Like,
but it'd be interesting how she like came to the decision. Oh, hey, Al, happy Halloween.
Well,
how she came to the decision of this town. Why this? She explains a little bit why the city is her hunting ground. you know, she goes into a little bit of detail, but or he goes into a little bit of detail of her narrating why she goes into the city to hunt in the quiet town and everything. But you know,
it could be cool because she does say that she traveled when she was younger, so it would be kind of cool to see her like as like a road killer like type of thing.
That's good.
Like,
well, you know,
that'd be a nice change up. You like to like.
Yeah, you get very few details of her past, right? Just these little tidbits. Like she traveled, but what did she do for a job before she got to this town? Or
well, she was rich. Her parents owned the hardware store. She was always like bound to take it over. Is what she said. She inherited it, but like she went to college and got a degree, and then she traveled all over the place. Like is what they told Nigel. They don't go into too much detail, but she did say so. Like I think that'd be kind of cool if they like. I don't know, had her in the South, just kind of killing people, hitchhiking or something like that. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
if they
I think that'd be
do
cool.
it. If they could do it smart and do it like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trucker, she does wear that plaid shirt, so maybe a trucker.
Lumberjack, yeah, she like living up north, up there in Canada, cutting down trees for a summer.
There you go.
I would make a joke I make about Pat all the time, but I don't know if people would take it kindly, so I'll pass.
Yeah.
About plaid shirts.
Don't say it.
Yeah, don't say it, man. You already got yourself in enough trouble. Like,
Pat has a lot of them. Yeah.
They're stylish, Joe.
They are. They are.
Yeah.
Definitely are.
Mhm.
They definitely, yeah. Something. This story, do you think if it was just like told straight with normal people, like not animal, anthropomorphic, do you think it would be as good? Would you have enjoyed it as much, or do you think it really needs to be told this way?
I think it kind of needs to be told this way because I'm not gonna lie, it's a very serviceable noir tale, but like it's pretty standard when you strip it all down. Like I said, like I had the mystery pretty much, but the thing is like he kind of gives the mystery away halfway through the book too. So like I'm not sure how strong that was actually supposed to be established. That Nigel,
how big of a twist it was supposed to be, like yeah.
But I think that is the big saving thing to it is the format and how well he adhered to it and made it work within the confines of the story that he was telling. I think it's the combination of the things that really sells this as what it is. I think it'd still be a pretty cool, fun crime drama book, you know what I mean? But I don't think it would have gotten as many eyebrows raised as it does as a storybook style, you know, brutal. Because like I said, like he didn't overdo either side of it, you know, and he kept it even between the brutality and the wholesomeness. And yeah, I don't see him being able to like nail that if he just kind of drew, even if he drew it like Peanuts characters, you know what I mean? I don't think he could have pulled it off the same level of cuteness, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the style he used too for the like the storybook style, like children's storybook is I think like you said, it's a great contrast to the actual story being told. So
I got lost sometimes where it was like, oh, it's cute and everything. And then that happened, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like it really hurts. Because you get put into this colorful world and then that happens and you get, you know, attracted to these characters real quickly too.
It's true. It's very colorful. It never gets really dark at all. Even the scenes that are at night aren't that dark, you know?
Yeah.
Just letting y'all know, I didn't finish this. So y'all are just giving me new stuff. So I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh,
you didn't finish it?
No, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. This game too good.
Oh, you haven't finished it? I got around to reading it this week. I knew that it was going to be worth talking about just off the first issue, how well it was. But like, I didn't know that the whole thing was going to stand up as well as it does. I mean, as a crime narrative goes, it doesn't recreate the wheel, but for what he was doing with it, he knocked it out of the park. That makes any sense. Like that's.
And this is the trade paperback came out maybe about a month ago now, 3 weeks ago,
and they have a hardcover for it too, right? Like you can get it in. I think
I
the
don't
hardcover.
think so.
I think there was a limited
with
hardcover.
I've seen them. but I don't see them
Ooh.
everywhere. But like I've seen people with them, so I know that they
Oh.
exist. I just don't know like in what capacity really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would love like a pretty gold leaf hardcover. That
Mm.
would probably be
No.
so cute.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
sure
good idea.
it'll get re-released several times. This book, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Well,
unless
it's
Duke
going
gets
back for second printing.
unless he
Yeah.
gets
He was
himself
saying.
canceled or something, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, this thing is just going to get more and more popular. I think it's
Yeah.
going to.
I could see it getting a larger hardcover version. You know, bigger like artist edition or library edition type thing.
Oh, I'd love that.
Now
That
that I
probably
think
looks
about it,
so
I bet
pretty.
you IDW probably will try to force this guy to do a sequel to this, huh? Because
Oh, I'm sure.
they kind of need something like that in their wheelhouse right now.
Yeah.
To get them back in the black.
Well, I mean, like this is old school IDW all over, though, man. Like unconventional horror with some different style art. Like they started with 30 Days a Night. It's kind of cool that like this is the book that's sustaining them now in their moment of need. So it's cool
Yeah.
that it's almost back to roots, you know. I mean, I can't. They're not super comparable, but you get what I'm saying, right, Joe?
Mhm.
Yeah. Because this is definitely getting hype, kind of the way I'd say like it's different enough that
It's hype enough that this guy's next book's going to be at Image, like,
Yeah.
like pretty.
unless IDW offers him something special to keep him around to keep them relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only cheap out and
Well, I mean, they've
for
been
so long before it catches up to you, and you just
like
slit your own throat. No pun
they've been
intended.
losing other titles too, man. Like Kanto, like has gone to Dark Horse, isn't a IDW book anymore, and that was like one of their other like really cute little fantasy books that they had.
Yeah, but I mean, at one point you either got to commit and put money where the titles that are selling, or lose them all and then go bankrupt. Like it's
Yeah.
you got to commit at some point. You can't just keep cutting corners and expect a business to grow or thrive. It's
Right.
you got to commit at some point to something and put money towards it.
I think IDW's problem is they try to do too much.
Too much.
Yeah. And at one point they had too many irons in the fire, and not a lot of it was their own. Like I think that now it might be the best time for them to actually put their best foot forward, now that they're not so dependent on commercial properties. They still have Turtles, but like I think that's the only really big one they still even have at this moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they lost Transformers, G.I. Joe, like all that Hasbro shit. They lost He-Man, like that's at Dark Horse now. They lost like.
Mm-hmm.
So what do they have left?
I don't know.
Left.
Well, the thing is, their backbone's always been really good,
Godzilla?
strong horror books,
They
man.
still have the Godzilla franchise.
They still got Godzilla. But I mean, like, they should be focusing, like I'm saying, like on books like this. They should be getting Rich Douek and Alex Cormack to do more stuff for them. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that actually really sells good and like gets good press for IDW. So,
well, no, the last book they did, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
That's at Dark Horse, the Drive Like Hell one.
Yeah, so like Dark Horse has been kind of stealing a lot of shit from IDW lately.
Because the last thing they did was their previous book together was
Breath of Shadows.
And then they did Drive Like Hell, but that was for Dark Horse. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I'm pretty sure, like, if they paid them, like you're saying, man, they just got to put the money up to keep these guys that actually do the good IDW books at IDW.
Or if it's like a royalty-based thing, just give them better royalties, like on the sales and stuff. I don't know how it works.
I think that might be their problem, though. Remember, he wouldn't say what's up, but Temple Smith wasn't going to be signing a certain edition of IDW's.
He makes a comment at least once a month about IDW.
So
he does not miss an opportunity to bash them. Every chance he gets, he takes a shot at IDW every chance he gets.
Yeah.
So I mean, as bad as I do really like the company and root for them, but at the same time they kind of make it hard. Like, cause like I know they got a pretty bad reputation with a lot of their talent. or
Mhm.
people that work for them that are very talented.
Mhm.
But yeah, dude, whatever you might feel, whatever, but definitely check this book out. This is a lot of fun. It's a pretty good spooky read too. Once again, I would recommend this for older teens. I would say like 12 and up. It'd be okay to let read this on Joe.
12, 13. Yeah, I'd say 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
13 probably.
I mean,
The PG-13 crowd.
it depends how mature your kid is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a mature reader book, so let's just leave it at that.
But I mean, it is one that if your kid already kind of is into true crime and stuff, don't be afraid to let them check it out. It doesn't go too hard in any direction. Actually, there's little to no sexuality at all in the book. So aside from the horror aspect, it's pretty accessible in my opinion. I don't even think they cuss really in it, do they?
Yeah, just
The
one
sheriff
time
does.
Sherry. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like fucking Sherry.
Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So there's maybe like one or two, but it's
Yeah,
nothing.
so-
It's not over the top.
So it'd be technically an R-rated movie for the 2 F-bombs. I got you.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, like highly recommended. 8.5 out of 10, definitely. Near perfect book in my opinion, because I don't believe in 10 out of 10 scores anyway. So
I'd give it a 7.5.
So,
It was good. All right, I found it now on IMDb. So if you're interested in his work in this and you want to see his film work, he wrote and directed Southbound. He actually wrote and directed The Pact 2. He co-wrote Entrance. Let's see, editor, director. The Pact 2, The Entrance. He actually co-directed and co-wrote. I don't know who the other person was. Die Near, get it? I don't know if that's a short or not, but he directed that as well. And he actually did some acting as well. He was in the Disaster Artist. He had a role in there, first assistant. He's done some acting a little bit in 3 different movies. So probably smaller productions that he might have contributed to. He probably acted in as well. So yeah, so those are some movies you can go check out of his.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen The Pact.
Yeah,
but you're saying this is The Pact 2?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
all right.
And I think Southbound is one I see pop up a lot when I'm surfing through the streaming services.
Southbound, that's a anthology movie though, isn't it? Kind of like VHS, but it's like all people on this one road, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
Yeah. 5 interlocking tales of terror follow the fates
Oh.
weary travelers who confront their worst nightmares.
Yeah, that movie's actually pretty cool. Like if you like VHS, it's like one of the better ones of those. Some of the stories are a little goofy. Like VHS.
Didn't you just watch VHS 1?
Yeah. Wait, what are y'all talking about?
A movie called Southbound.
Southbound.
Oh, Southbound. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the creator of this book wrote and
wow. Okay, so that movie's pretty gruesome and pretty hardcore. So he actually toned himself down a lot for this book. I'm actually surprised that's because he wrote and directed that.
Whatever part was his. It's 5 different stories, so you have 5 different directors. So his part and The Pact 2, he did something in that too. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees is for children, so of course he toned it down a little bit.
All right. Well, tomorrow night, I think we're all going to be on Phono. We're going to be doing haunted house, virtual haunted house thing that Elle's got planned. It sounds pretty fun. Yes. And I think we're doing seasonal catch up, I think is what she said.
And most anticipated for the rest of the year, I think she said as well.
I'm going to come with the list this time.
So I hope everyone had a great Halloween. And so another spooky season comes to an end. Pretty good one, I'd say.
Yep. We're going to be back with some regular programming, which is not going to be that much different than the spooky one. I'm not sure. We have a bunch of stuff. Like me and Joe, I think we're going to do the goofy sci-fi fantasy one, right? We're going to talk about
Toyama
and Doffler, or Dorfler, however you say that. Yeah. So it's
there, I think.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some weird, surreal sci-fi for you guys next. So,
all right, cool.
So check us out then. See you guys later. Take it easy, y'all.
Bye.
Oops, I forgot to play the outro.